One of the most heartbreaking things as a pastor is when somebody comes in and they've been trying to beat a specific sin or a sin pattern in their life, and they just can't do it, and they're heartbroken. They know they don't want this in their life anymore, and they're not sure how they'll ever get through it or get over it. And you just want to help them in whatever way you can. And so I just want to tell you about the one thing that I think kind of is surprising, that I think can help people when they're wrestling with and trying to beat sin. I mean, you never know how hard it is until you're trying to get it out of your life. I want to read to you from Psalm chapter 119. It says this: "How can a young person stay on the path of purity? By living according to your word." If you jump into 11, one verse later, he says, "I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you." I think often one of the things that I hear or see for Christians is how little they spend time reading the Bible. The Bible is a big book. It's an old book. Sometimes it's hard to understand. There's a lot of things that we don't know about. It's a different time, a different place, and so we opt out. Or maybe we're just really busy and we fill all of our time with urgent stuff, but not really the important stuff. And so we think, I'll read my Bible next week, next year, when I'm a little older, whatever. And so we opt out. But what the psalmist tells us is if we want to fight sin, or if we want to stay pure, the best way to do it is to live according to God's word or to memorize God's word. So in those moments, we have something to draw out of our heart that will give us the opportunity to stand firm, to not fall back into sin. Now, it seems like an interesting math equation, like somehow reading the Bible, knowing the Bible, memorizing the Bible would somehow equal you beating sin or staying pure or stepping back from sin. And I get it. Maybe your skepticism is why you opt out. It's like too good to be true. But what if you found when you opted in that it is true? And what if it is true for you? What if this year you opted in on reading God's word, knowing God's word, memorizing God's word? And what if in opting in on God's word, you opted out on the sin that so easily entangles?